Well, hey friends and neighbors, this is Chuck out at Sheridan Park Farms. Welcome back to the farm. It is another beautiful day here in the mountains of western North Carolina, but it's going to get hot after a while. Son and I, believe it or not, we have been gone again for a few days. I had to be gone over to Asheville, North Carolina, for most of the week for a conference for work, and she was fortunate enough to be able to go with me. My mom came, my grandma came and stayed, took care of the dogs. We had folks here caring for the farm and all that kind of thing. But the last video y'all saw, we had the excavator out in the field. We were moving around all of those logs and trying to get our log yard kind of organized for the sawmill. Well, we had some stuff left out there for firewood. So we're going to finish cleaning that up today. We may see if we can get in a little bit of mowing after a while, but stick around to the end. I've got something on my mind. Something is happening here locally in our town related to agriculture that has got me concerned. So hang out with us for a little bit. Yeah, I can't even talk. So hang out with us for a little bit and let's get a little work done today. All right, so here's our chore for right now. Y'all remember on the last video, we had this field down here that was absolutely full of stuff that we had bought to cut on the sawmill. And we ended up using the excavator as practice. And we moved it all up here next to the barn so that it's easier, closer to the sawmill. Well, we've got some junky stuff down here that is just not fit for the sawmill. And I'm just going to cut it up for firewood. So the problem that I've got is this is down here and it belongs way up there on the other side of the excavator. See the roof of it, up at the shop up there. So I've been trying to think what's going to be the best way to do this without touching this stuff 50 times and get it up there, get it split and that kind of thing. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it into rounds down here. I'm going to put it on a trailer. We'll take it up there because that's where the splitter is. That way we don't have to bring the splitter down here. We'll take it up there. We'll split it up there. That's where it's going to need to be anyway. I may put it in some baskets. I may put it in some totes. I've got some IBC totes out here. I've never showed y'all. I've got a junk hole back there behind the barn. That's where I keep all the stuff. And when you're running a farm, you got to have stuff. Got some old IBC totes back there. We'll pull the bladders out and use them for baskets. But I'm gonna cut. Let's see. We got 4. We got 5 of them here. This thing's huge. It's heavy. Tried picking it up the other day, and can't pick it up unless we got the blade down. But we'll work on that. That's gonna be big. We'll have to put that on the trailer to haul it. The rounds. I don't think I can get 2 or 3 on the back of a side by side. So let's get to work on this. We're gonna cut it up. We'll be running the chainsaw. I've got that new Steel 500 that Sandra had surprised me with a couple of weeks ago. We're gonna get that thing out. We'll fire it up. Start making some firewood. A little hot today. Not too bad, but good day to work.
Are you interested in learning homesteading skills or wanting to bring new skills to your existing homestead? Well, join us September the 13th and 14th in Charleston, West Virginia for our inaugural Homesteading-ish conference. We have over 36 individual homesteading presentations from a lineup of over 20 great speakers, including Joel Salatin and this guy. I promise you these 2 days will be information-packed. It'll be a great opportunity to learn and to meet others that are pursuing their own homesteading dreams. But hurry, the amount of tickets are limited and we close ticket sales August the 30th. And because you're watching this YouTube channel, use this offer code to take an additional $10 off ticket price. To learn more, visit homesteadingish.com.
All right, we got them all cut up. I've got a couple of pieces that are a little long, like that one that's still in the bucket. There's two laying over there on the ground that the marks are inside the bucket, so I'll have to cut them on the ground, roll them, and then finish them off. No big deal, it won't be but about 2, maybe 3 cuts per length that's left. So this one that was in there that did not have any bark on it, turned out, I think that's poplar, pretty sure that is. Not the best firewood, but we'll split it, stack it. It's okay to burn it. It just don't burn very long. It's good stuff to get started with and have a little fire, but not the best. So these are what's left. I think this other one is a poplar too. This, I think it's oak. I really do. I believe it's an oak. Not sure if it's white or red, but it's oak. And then this over here is going to be the same thing, and it's heavy. Man, it's heavy. So I'm going to pull the excavator around on the other side over there. We'll lift it up, keep it nice and close to the machine with the blade down so that we're good and steady on it. Man, it's kind of dirty. That's going to mess my blade up, or my chain up, but that's all right. We got to do what we got to do. Let's get that excavator moved around. We'll pick this thing up and get her cut. Man, that thing is heavy. I got it up off the ground, but I went ahead and put the boom and the bucket, set it back down on the ground so that thing is close. That if something happens, it comes off, falls off, comes loose, whatever the case may be, it don't have far to fall. Fart. It don't have far to fall. Good Lord. And hopefully it won't come down on me. But I think we're okay. Well, I ran out of fuel, so I have now put a full tank of fuel through the 500i. Let me tell y'all, that saw does not disappoint. That is a machine right there. So I've got everything, and I was getting ready to cut the last one. I was getting ready to cut the last one off of this that I could cut before I ran out of fuel. So went and got fuel and just went ahead, got the new haul in the dump trailer, and I'm going to load all this on the dump trailer and take it up to the splitter instead of bringing the splitter down here, splitting it up, and then having to take it back up to the shop and stack it. So I think that's going to be a time saver. We got her. Got everything cleaned up out of the field out here except for these two big white oak. We're going to do something with them eventually. We still got a few little scraps. I mean, there's a few boards out here from one of the very first times that I was out here running the sawmill, some slabs. I'm not real worried about that. We'll get it up eventually. But all of this other, man, we got her cleaned up. This has been, here's another challenge I've had to work with today. Cows have been down here, and where there's cows, there's cow manure. And I got it all over the tracks, got it on my shoes. Everything smells like cow poo right now. So anyway, so we're going to take this back up the shop, dump it, and we will get her split sometime. Not today. That's a whole lot of weight. She's heavy. There it is. That is going to be a mess of wood to add to our wood pile coming up. This will be next winter. Yeah, this will be next winter's wood, not this winter. So there's a few in here that we got to finish cutting into rounds. This little poplar right here, that piece of oak right there, that piece of oak right there, and then this big guy right here, we'll need to cut it up just a little bit, and then we can start splitting. Still got a little bit of that birch left. That's the one that fell in the driveway. That was our first use of the excavator, was getting that thing cleaned up. But we got a lot of wood here. This is going to be really nice. And we're still going to build the wood shed. My buddy Philip was up here a few days ago, a week or so ago, talking about putting it over here, and he said, why don't you put it back there? And I said, well, because I hadn't thought about that. So I think what we're going to end up doing, instead of putting our wood shed up here, man, look at that. That's an insurance policy. That is an insurance policy. Things go left to center. We can we can stay warm, we can cook for a while. We're in good shape. But anyway, back to the woodshed. Thinking about putting it right back here. If we've got it back here, then what we can do, we can turn it and face it due south so that we get the midday sun. And like I've said before, most of our weather, most of the wind, the air that we get, the breeze that we get, comes up through this valley right here. So this will be a perfect place. We'll be able to situate it just right. It'll still be close to the fire pit. It'll still be close to getting it in the shop. Lots of advantages to putting it back here. So that's a good call by Philip. He's a pretty smart guy. All right, got to do a couple quick plugs. I got to promote myself. Ain't nobody else going to do it. Real quick, Sheraton Park Farms jerky. For years, folks have been asking us, do you ship? Do you ship? We've just not been able to crack that shipping nut on frozen product. So now we've got some shelf-stable product that we can ship for you. We've got two flavors, mild and a sweet chili. I'll leave a link in the description down below. Go over there and pick you up a couple of packs of Sheraton Park Farms jerky. Great to put in the car, great to put in the kids' lunchbox, great to keep on the tractor as a snack when you're out working. Also, big shout out to our friends over on Patreon. They're supporting us over there. We've got a coupon code for you guys over on Patreon. You can order your jerky, put that in, and we're going to knock $2 off per pack. I'm going to basically cover the shipping for you. So if you're interested in that, go over there and order you up a couple of packs of jerky. Also, go join us on Patreon. We're posting stuff over there that we don't post anywhere else. It don't make it to Facebook. It don't make it to YouTube. It don't make it to Instagram. It don't make it nowhere. And also, you get some freebies. You get coupon codes. You get copies of brooder plans. You get access to videos on stuff that, like a chicken. We don't post that on YouTube, but that access is over there. So join us over on Patreon. It's a great way to stay up to date, see some behind the scenes kind of stuff, and also get some save a little bit of money. So come join us over there. All right, there it is, right there. Got all of it done. Glad to get that cleaned up out there in the field. I was fighting manure. I was fighting cow manure out there, believe it or not. I had cow manure all over everything. But anyway, glad to get that done. Glad to get that cleaned up. I've got just a few things left out there that won't take, I got to split those big white oaks and get them cleaned up. But the majority of the mess is now taken care of. So glad to get that done. I did not go mow. We had some customers come by. It got kind of hot, and I kind of gave up. I guess I need some skinny jeans. That's all I know to say about that. But anyway, so at the beginning of the video, I said that there was something going on locally here related to agriculture that had me concerned, and I want to share that with y'all and talk about maybe some things that we can do to mitigate our risk and not get caught up in the situation that some folks are getting caught up in. So here locally, we have a large poultry processing operation, and our area where we live is we produce a lot of poultry. We produce a whole lot of confinement feeding operation poultry here in the county that I live in, and there's a big processing plant here. News came out last week. They're going to be eliminating, the rumor is about 800 jobs. Now, for the area that we live, there's not a whole lot of manufacturing. There's just not a whole lot of opportunity here for manufacturing type jobs. And so losing 800 jobs at a poultry processing plant is that's going to be a pretty big blow to the local economy. That's Sophie. I thought I had a pig grunting. That is going to be a pretty big blow to the local economy and to a whole lot of folks that depend on those jobs to feed their families. The fear that I have is the trickle down. So that plant does a lot of fresh product. In other words, they bring in truckloads of chicken, they process them, package them up, send them out to the grocery stores, Walmart, Kroger, Food Line, Lowe's, you name it, grocery store, they send it out. You see their labels on a lot of fresh products. The plant here also has a cooked product, so you can go to the grocery store and you can buy chicken strips and chicken nuggets and chicken breast and all that kind of thing that is pre-cooked, that is ready for you to take home, put in your freezer, pull out, pop in the microwave or whatever. I don't know how that works. We don't buy it. But there's a whole lot of that's done over here. And the story that was in the news this week is that they're going to be transitioning from a lot of their fresh product to more of their cooked product. But again, the trickle down thing that I'm concerned about is there's a lot of farmers in our area that have chicken houses. These big chicken houses where they grow, 30 and 50,000 birds at a time. And while that's not something that we particularly believe in, agree with, or do, it is agriculture and it does feed people. Certainly not our chosen method of doing things, but those farms are owned by families that depend on those chicken houses to make the bills and make farm payments and put their kids through college and keep the lights on and that kind of thing. And so I'm really concerned for some of the folks around here that raise chicken houses. I don't know that have chicken houses. I don't know what it's going to do to them. I don't know if they're going to continue to be able to keep their contracts. If they will shift where their animals go. I don't know if they'll shift them to another processing plant somewhere. I don't know where the next closest processing plant is in this for this company that's here. I'm not naming any names. Y'all can go look it up and find and figure it out, but we're not going to name names. So I don't know what their options are going to be. I don't know if those chicken houses are going to turn into big storage barns or what's going to happen, but it does concern me. So what can we do to mitigate that? Well, I think going a little bit smaller, following some of the models like what we follow. I mean, we don't make a killing, but we do, we have a profitable farm here. We supplement off-farm jobs with this, and this does help us keep the lights on, keep the bills paid, and that kind of thing. And we feed people a high-quality, locally raised product. And so I think sometimes putting all your eggs in one basket with one company is maybe not the best model. We own the things that are here. We own the birds, we own the tractors, we own the processing equipment, we own the cattle, we own the fencing, we own the land. We're not beholden to a company. So if XYZ poultry company goes out of business or ABC pork company goes out of business tomorrow, it doesn't affect us. But there are a lot of folks that does affect, and the decisions that are made at the corporate level for those companies affects real people in your community, neighborhood. So I'm not sure what the answer is. I think staying small, going local is certainly a way to mitigate some of that risk, but I also know that it's not for everybody. So the thing I would say is today, keep those local farmers in your prayers. Hold out hope that they can stay in business, that they can continue to feed their families, they can keep the lights on, and they can keep their bills paid, because it's not easy out here. It's tough. It's a lot of work. So like we always say, please keep us in your prayers. May God bless you and your families, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks.